Hi everybody, Jo here again. Hope you're keeping well. As always, I'm looking forward to spending time with you. And I must just say thank you for all the messages and emails that you've sent saying how you love our crafty time together. I really appreciate your lovely comments. I'm so lucky to be involved with Lavinia Stamps, and I have to say I'm loving every minute of it, so thank you very much. Today we're going to do something similar to this. You know what I'm like, sort of similar. And this is a 6x6 square card and envelope. Now it might be, I know some of you prefer oblong cards, but obviously you can alter the design slightly. And as you know, I love to take some of our florals and just make a sort of corner piece with them and sit different things on them. We've got so many animals and fairies that sit beautifully. Today we're going to use Felicity. Now she's one of our older fairies. Being an older lady myself, I think it's important we get some of the older fairies out. As always, look, I've decorated the back. And I just find it's nice to have another design on the back and on the envelope, but permanent ink only on the envelope. Because I've, try not to get carried away and put stencil work unless you know you're going to be hand giving it, because it would be awful to put it in the post, the ink get wet if you use stencil work and it to go onto your card design, and all this would move, your Elements ink would move, and it would spoil it. We don't want that, do we? So we'll pop that over here. And as always, we'll make a start with our stamping. And you know me, I need my trusty paper underneath. Give me confidence. Now, when I was looking through my stamps, I found these that I haven't used for a while, Silhouette House Pods. Now, how many of you remember these? And I bet so many of you have got them. And these, as I say, they look lovely, just as part of a background. But, use the acetate, and yes, they make a lovely little, almost, well, place for something to sit. I mean, the owls, bijou would look lovely sat on there. How many different stamps. And that's what I love about Lavinia. I come up with an idea, a design. And before I know it, I'm looking through my stamps and I'm thinking, well, that'd work well. That'd work well. And so if Mr. Mojo goes on holiday, as he sometimes does, and you want to entice him back, just have a tidy up of your stamps, sort them out. Into I've got fairies in one box, animals in another box. Although I have to say my animals box is getting a bit full, and I have to worry sometimes because, I find different animals chasing different animals. So I may have to subdivide that up. I'm not sure what into yet. But just having a look at your stamps, often it can give you ideas. Now we want to stamp this near the bottom and straightish if we can. There we go. It can give you ideas of, what to do. And we've got so many stamps that actually you can stamp on the side like this. And then so many different animals, birds, fairies that can sit on this lovely branch. Now this is a silhouette, so I'm being mindful not to lift it up too quickly because we want it to just stamp beautifully. And just be mindful to just pop off the edge there, look. And that was the larger one, there's two. So larger one first and then the smaller one. And this is good practice. I always think it's fun. I love doing this in workshops, and we go, right, now we're going to place Felicity on the branch. Let's see how many of us can actually get her sat on the branch. So this one, I'm going to put sort of about there. Now, I don't mind that it doesn't go all the way down because I'm going to stamp one of our lovely little fairy charms. The lovely little heart just fits perfectly. And again, a silhouette, so don't lift it up too quickly. There's a lot of that ink on there. We want it to soak into the card. I mean, it's multifarious, so we know it's going to take it well. There we go. Beautiful. Now, while we're doing that, we can ink up our little heart, look. And as I say, this is on the fairy charms. But we don't want all this at the top. So I'm just going to take off. Now, you could mask it off, but I find it easier, look, just to take it off. And then I want my head right over the top and we'll just stamp that there. And there we go. So it looks like our lovely charm. Now, because I've got that there, look, all I'm going to do is just come in and add a little bit more to there. So it just looks like, there we go. Now for Felicity, and if you're not sure how she's going to stamp, just use your acetate, and look, we can just fit her on there. And I'm going to decoupage the wings, so I don't mind about that. Again, if you want to mask them off, and if you want to stamp her first, mask off her wings, I'm happy just decoupaging them. And to be honest, they're so easy to cut out because you only need the middle part. Now again, she's holding her hand out. So I was going to put the butterfly reaching out of her hand, but then I thought no, because we've often used that before, and you know what it's like, you want to just do different things. Now again, I just need to get her so her bottom and her heel. So we shall see. Yeah, so we could put the butterflies coming out. You could put one of the hummingbirds as though it's coming to feed. Maybe the little robin at Christmas coming to feed. I've gone for some lovely stars just because I wanted to use the fabulous saying we've got. Fairy dust is like love. It creates magic whenever you give it away. And I just think that's so lovely. But it gives you options, and as always, it's lovely to see options. And there we go, look. We'll just ignore that, look, there's a bit of a smudge there. Don't ask me where that came from, probably off the block. So let's just see if we can rub that out. If not, we're going to stamp the sentiment there anyway. You know me, if it happens, I'll show you. There we go. Must have just been a little bit of ink on my block. Naughty block. So in that space now we can stamp our lovely sentiment. Now, as always, I've got an arrow on the back. And you know, with that just coming off my block, I bet it's just on here. And this is why I always say to you, don't rest your block on your work, because if it's got a bit of ink on, you'll end up with it on your beautiful work, and you don't want that. We don't want to have to start again, do we? I know we can turn it over, fabulous double-sided card, but really. So we'll put our fabulous sentiment just there. Now what we didn't do was stamp Felicity's wing on that bit of scrap paper. And as you know, we're using every scrap, aren't we, this year? That's our big thing this year. We're going to use all our scraps up. So we've got the wing there on that scrap. And now for some lovely stars. And have a look through your mini stamps. This one, I think, is called Star Group Mini. But we have a couple of different ones. And I don't want to overcook it with the stars, but I just want some coming out of her hand here, look. And then we'll maybe go second generation and third. And as they go up into the distance and right off the page, just getting fainter. And I'm going to stop there. I don't want to overdo that. So, VersaFine Clair, slower drying ink, as always, give it a blot. Now, this is one of those sorts of cards you could leave monochromatic if you want. And it's nice to see a monochrome card. We've really got into them recently. But I'm going to add some colour to this. Not a lot, but enough just to give it some lovely tones. Now, when I was thinking sort of about, we've got the hearts here, and almost the wings remind me of hearts on Felicity. So when I looked through my stencils, I went for this lovely Ivy stencil, because I do think the ivy, to me, these look like hearts. So I'm just going to decide where I don't want, just always watch that edge. You know, if ever you've done that and got a straight line, you sort of think, well, we're not going to do that again. And because I just want the middle bit here, I want the eye to flow and follow those stars. So just make sure I haven't got any edges on. And violet chalk is my ink of choice today. So we're going for those lovely purpley tones. And as always, ink up and dab in the lid. Then I'm starting in the corner because I want the corner to be a deeper colour. And because Felicity is mainly a silhouette, I can just go round her. If I want to see how much ink I've got on, look, I can just lift it up and have a look. And again, I'm being mindful, just being delicate round this stencil. And just being gentle at the edge there, look. So when I ink up, just gently, gently, remember you're tickling your stencil. So just hold it nice and gently. And it is a very subtle colour. And you just want to build it up. Just take your time. There's no rush. Just enjoy building that colour up. Now, I just want a little bit more colour here. Don't want to overcook the design, but I want enough to see it. Yeah. Tiny bit more there. And I think we're going to take that look. So again, it's darker in the corner, and look, I just think that heart really mimics the heart there, and flowing away very gently in the top corner. So that was our lovely violet chalk. Now, to go with that, I'm going to add a little bit of quick colour to this design, and I'm going to come in with my lovely Wink of Stellas. And I'm going to use the gold first of all. Felicity has got the most gorgeous golden hair, look. How lovely is that? And again, coming all the way down her back, look. Absolutely beautiful. And then just in the middle, the lights are on, look. And we're just going to add that lovely gold. Again, nice cohesive design. It'll tie the whole thing together. And then just on her boots, look, I think we need a bit of gold. Just on her boots there. And then I'm going to come in with, every time I go to Lavinia, every time I go to the shop or I put an order in, I get a new colour of the Wink of Stella. And I'm going to use the purple. So I'm just going to cover the beautiful outlines here with the purple. And I'm going to do that on both florals, both of our pods. And then just on her wings, I'm going to do the purple. But I'm going to decoupage these wings, but I just want a little bit of colour underneath so that if anybody looks under, they can see. And it's that little attention to detail that we think of. So onto the wing, and I have got one ready to that I've already cut out. So where I want the most of the purple look, but I want it to be a little bit fainter on the edge of the wing. So I've got my clear here. And what I'm going to do is put the colour almost to the edge. Just want to check that you can see. Then I'm going to pick a little bit of the purple up on my clear. And then it just blends that out, look. So I get that paler colour at the edge. And don't worry, because your Wink of Stella will go back to being, pick a little bit more up for here. And I love this because you get the colour, we're going to get a different tone. but also we get that beautiful Wink of Stella sparkle. Now look, I'll just put that, oh, there's none left. Look, we've gone back to clear already. So purple, violet and the clear. And if I just show you, we've got that nice, the pale at the edge, and I just like that. But as I say, I have got one that I've cut out here, look, so you don't need to watch me cut out. Couple more little finishing tricks. And with our pastel pencil, just going to add just a little bit of highlight. Not going to overcook it. A little bit on the heart there. And then the Signo, the Uniball. And again with this, so it's a combination of using your white pen and using your pastel pencil. And depending exactly where you want these beautiful. And as I say, I like to use a combination of both. I'll have a little bit up here. Don't want to overcook it. I think that's... Now, when it comes to the wings, what I've done is I've put a couple of little foam pads on the actual wing area. But then I'm also going to use my Bippity Boppity glue where the wing just fits into Felicity's body. So if I come in with my Bippity Boppity here, and again this dries clear, so if a little bit comes out it doesn't matter. And what I'm going to do, look, is if I pop this down and just hold that till the glue gets hold, what it will do is this bit will stick beautifully next to her body, and then this bit will be slightly decoupaged and raised. And if I show you on the finished one, look, so we have it raised here but then flat here, and it's just a nice way of doing decoupaging, and it just gives a nice bit of interest. Last little thing with our gel pen, little bit of highlight here, and we'll just go over a few of these. And that's just if the Wink of Stella's covered any of them, we can bring them back white, just so they stand up. We want things to stand out and look lovely and bright. Now, because we've got magic, we need some glitter, don't we? So Stickles, this is Stardust, and we're going to dot and dab this. So we've borrowed that, well, I have, the plastering term, haven't we, to dot and dab. So in the middle, we're going to dot that on, and then with my finger, just going to spread it round and dab it. And that way I get it just where I want it. It won't be too thick. Give my hand a bit of a wipe, and it just adds that bit more sparkle and magic. Last little thing, yellow sparkle Posca, and this will go with our lovely gold Wink of Stella. Do this last, obviously, because if we'd put this on before the glitter, when we dabbed the glitter we would have flattened this and dabbed it. So just nicely following that lovely magic, maybe a little bit down here. Don't want to overcook it, although you can't have too much magic, can you? And there is our beautiful design. And it's just looking, look, how stamps can be used in different combinations. So we have the envelope to match and the one we've created. Now, I would love to see, what are you going to use for your lovely corner? Have a look through your stamps. There are lots we can use. And see if you've got Felicity. Or have you got a fairy that you haven't, an old fairy that you haven't used for a while? Because if you have, I think she needs to come out to play. So as always, thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your evening. If you create a design, please pop it on. I would love to see. But also you'll encourage each other. You might have a stamp that somebody else has forgotten about, and it might encourage them to just go and have a look. Because that's what I love about Lavinia. We're a lovely, caring family, and we love to encourage each other. So you take care. I'll see you again tomorrow. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.